Kia ora. This is a video where I'm going to talk about Leena Krohn, collected fiction. So I'm only going to talk about the story Gold of Ophir in this video. So, because this is a story, like this book is a collection of novels and shorter pieces from other works and some short stories, and this is one complete novel in the collected fictions. So Gold of Ophir, Ophir is starts off with an excerpt, sort of setting the tone for the story. And then basically it's very hard to define the genre of Krohn's writing, because she really does not stick to any conventional genre. Sometimes her work is fantasy, sometimes it's science fiction, sometimes it's magical realism, sometimes it's philosophical fable. It's really kind of a diverse mixture of styles, and she's very similar to Italo Calvino and Jorge Luis Borges, or Jorge Luis Borges, in her style of writing. She typically writes in a lot of vignettes, so the chapters are very short and kind of center on sort of like an image or like a character story beat or something. And then those vignettes kind of make a sequence of sorts, and there's some kind of through line. One of the themes that I've found with her works is they follow the seasons. Like, there's a real attention to which season it is. When spring comes, it's a big deal. But I guess that could be a part of being a Finnish writer, and winter being like a very big part of life, and the seasons being a big part of life. That's an interesting theme that I found throughout her writing. So in the Gold of Ophir, it centers around this. Is it the tabernacle? I think it is. It's the tabernacle, and then there's a bunch of characters. Some of them are gold cleaners, and some of them are alchemists, and there's a tuatara. Sort of a bunch of characters that get introduced one at a time, and they've all got their own sort of gimmicks. One character speaks as if he's on the Tower of Babel, so he speaks like a diverse range of languages, and it's hard to tell what he's saying. And it also explores ideas of wealth and poverty, and also meditations on nature and death, and also madness. It's quite a range of themes in this particular work, and in all of Leena Krohn's work. She often deals with the gap between reality and illusion. Less so in this work, but that is a big theme in some of her other works. So yeah, this was a good story. It was decently short. It was kind of a little difficult to get into. Like, the style of prose was quite easy to read, but required a lot of lookups in terms of words that I didn't recognize. But the thing about the words were they weren't obscure literary words. They're often scientific words for things. So, for example, the botanical names of plants. Maybe not the Latin botanical name, but like the names for plants, geology, architecture, and stuff like that. The use of a lot of sciencey words, I guess, in a way of describing it, adds quite a science bend, like a scientific mindset to her works. And the main character, who's unnamed, is very logical, and whilst does things still based on emotional impulses, will think through things in a logical manner and has like a very rational mind, but isn't always quick to act. So though it's an interesting way of thinking through things. Like, I compare it to sort of Borges's kind of style of magical realism, except this, rather than it being implicitly magic, it's like there's sort of like a scientific or illusory aspect to things, where, you know, there might be like some kind of logic behind what's happening, but we're unable to see it, and that is a part of what makes her work sort of within a unique genre. I guess I am kind of not specifically talking about this work and everything I'm saying. I guess I'm talking more generally. So I've read all of that, which is 2 stories. It's the story about the insects. I can't remember is it Letters from Another City? It's got an interesting name. It's quite a famous one. Well, famous-ish. I wouldn't call this author exactly famous. And then there was another one where the main character, no, not the main character, a character thought she was a woman version of Don Quixote, which is sort of does harken back to Borges. I feel like Krohn was very obviously influenced by Borges. We'll go back to showing the cover, but yeah, she was very obviously influenced by Borges, and yeah. And I've also read Datura, and when I get up to Datura, I'll reread it. So yeah, Datura obviously deals with, well, not obviously, but it deals more with the gap between reality and illusion or delusion, and sort of the things being illusions but also being real, and like where do you draw the line between those two things. Anyway, Krohn's work is quite good. I just thought I'd make a quick video, although it's kind of dragging out a little bit, just kind of rambling about her work. And yeah, I've been reading quite a bit of this in the past couple of days, and yeah, I want to get back to reading the Epic of Gilgamesh. I finished reading the standard version of the text, but there are a bunch of fragments and additional material that isn't required but is important for understanding that text. So sort of going a little bit off tangent on this video, and just kind of updating you on where my reading's at. But yeah, Collected Fictions, it's a good book. I'll probably have a more comprehensive review of the entire book when I finish it, although I might make another short video when I finish another one of the novels collected in this work. So that's everything. Cheers. See you in the next video.